Have you ever wished you had a superpower? Well, what if I told you there's an animal that can freeze completely solid and then, months later, just hop away like nothing happened? Get ready to leap into the wild world of frogs as we count down the top 10 most incredible frog facts for kids. We're about to explore a world of unbelievable abilities, from see-through skin to eyes that help with dinner. So, get ready to jump in and discover the riveting reality of these amazing amphibians. Are you ready? Let's hop to it. Fact number 1, the superpower of freezing. Kicking things off with a fact that's truly mind-blowing. Some frogs have a real-life superpower that would make a superhero jealous. They can freeze solid in the winter and come back to life in the spring. The wood frog, which lives in chilly places like Alaska, is the absolute master of this trick. When winter sets in and the temperature plummets, the wood frog doesn't bother digging deep underground. Instead, it snuggles up under some leaves and just freezes. Its heart stops, it quits breathing, and nearly 2/3 of its body water turns to ice. If you found one, you'd think it was a little frog-shaped ice cube. But here's where the magic happens. The frog's body is flooded with a special sugar called glucose that works like natural antifreeze. It protects the most important parts of its body from being damaged by ice. Then, when spring arrives, the frog thaws out. Its tiny heart starts beating again. It takes a breath and it hops off to find a snack, totally unharmed. Imagine being frozen for months and then just waking up, ready to go. Fact number 2, they eat with their eyeballs. Get ready for a fact that's a little weird, a little wacky, and 100% true. Fact number 2 is, frogs use their eyeballs to help them eat. That's right, they literally push their dinner down with their eyes. It sounds like something out of a cartoon, but it's how they get their food to go down. Here's how it works. A frog snags a bug with its super-fast, sticky tongue. But since frogs don't have teeth for chewing, they have to swallow their food whole. To get a wriggling insect from its mouth to its stomach, the frog does something amazing. It pulls its huge, bulgy eyes down into its head. This motion puts pressure on the food and shoves it down its throat. If you ever watch a frog eat, you'll see it blink, and its eyes will seem to sink for a second. That's not just a blink, that's the frog using its built-in food pusher. Scientists have even studied this and confirmed that without their eyes to help, frogs really struggle to swallow. Fact number 3, a world full of frogs. For our third amazing fact, let's talk about just how many different kinds of frogs there are. It's not just a handful, there are thousands upon thousands. As of late 2025, scientists have discovered and named nearly 7,900 different species of frogs and toads all over the world. And that number is always growing as explorers find new ones. You can find these guys on every single continent except for the coldest place on Earth, Antarctica. They've learned to live in almost every habitat you can think of, from steamy rainforests and chilly mountains to dry deserts and your local pond. Some live their entire lives in trees, while others burrow deep underground. And with so many species comes so much variety. They come in a rainbow of colors, and each species has its own unique call, from deep bonks to high-pitched whistles, filling the world with their songs. Fact number 4, the biggest frog in the world. For fact number 4, we're going big. No, I mean really big. Meet the Goliath frog, the largest frog in the world. An adult can grow to be over a foot long, longer than a school ruler, and weigh over 7 pounds. That's as heavy as a house cat. These giants live in the rainforests of Western Africa near fast-moving rivers. You'd think a frog that big would have a mega-croak, but Goliath frogs are surprisingly silent because they don't have vocal sacs. What they lack in voice, they make up for in strength. Male Goliath frogs are known to build nests for their eggs by moving rocks, some weighing half as much as they do. They are also powerful jumpers, able to leap almost 10 feet in one go. And their dinner is just as impressive as their size. They eat insects, crabs, small snakes, and even other frogs. One was even found with a bat in its stomach. Sadly, these giants are endangered, so we need to protect their rainforest homes. Fact number 5, they drink through their skin. Here's a fact that sounds like pure science fiction. Frogs don't need to drink water with their mouths. They soak it up right through their skin. A frog's skin is incredibly special and permeable, which is a fancy way of saying water can pass right through it. Think of it like a living sponge. On its belly and legs, a frog has a special spot called a drinking patch. This area is an expert at absorbing moisture. So when a frog gets thirsty, it just has to sit in water, and its skin does all the work, getting all the hydration it needs. This is why frogs are almost always near water and have that wet, slimy look. That slime is a layer of mucus that keeps their skin from drying out, which allows them to keep absorbing water and even breathe. But this superpower has a downside. Because their skin is so absorbent, it can also soak up pollution, which is a big reason why frogs are so sensitive to their environment. Fact number 6. Colors that warn you away. Have you ever seen a frog that's so brightly colored it looks like a hopping jewel? Our 6th fact explains why. Their flashy colors are a warning sign telling predators, "I look tasty, but you will regret eating me." This is a defense mechanism called aposematism. The most famous examples are the poison dart frogs of Central and South America. They come in stunning shades of blue, yellow, red, and orange, making them impossible to miss. Their skin secretes powerful toxins that can be very harmful to any animal that tries to take a bite. But here's the crazy part. The frogs don't make the poison themselves. They get it from the insects they eat. That means a poison dart frog raised in a zoo on a different diet won't be poisonous at all. Indigenous peoples in the Amazon have historically used toxins from a few of these species on their hunting darts, which is how they got their name. So if you ever see one of these beauties, remember the rule: look, but don't touch. Fact number 7, the see-through frog. Get ready for a fact that's practically invisible. Our 7th fact is all about the glass frog, an amphibian so transparent you can look right into its body. Found in the rainforests of Central and South America, these little guys have skin on their bellies that's almost completely see-through. If you were lucky enough to see one up close, you could spot its tiny heart beating and its other organs working away. But this frog has another trick to become even more invisible. When a glass frog sleeps, its red blood cells would normally be visible through its skin, giving away its hiding spot. So, in a mind-boggling feat, the frog gathers nearly 90% of its red blood cells and packs them away in its liver, which has a mirror-like lining. By hiding its blood, the frog becomes 2 to 3 times more transparent, making it almost disappear against a green leaf. When it wakes up, it releases the blood cells back into its body. Scientists are fascinated by how they do this without getting blood clots, a mystery that might one day help human medicine. Fact number 8. Unbelievable leaping skills. Everyone knows frogs can jump, but our 8th fact reveals just how super their leaping skills really are. On average, many frogs can leap a whopping 20 times their own body length. To put that in perspective, if a person could do that, they could jump clear over their own house in a single hop. But one frog holds the championship title for the longest jump compared to its size, the South African sharp-nosed frog. This little athlete is only about 2.5 inches long, but was recorded jumping over 17 feet. That's more than 90 times its body length. How do they pull this off? Frogs have bodies that are perfectly built for jumping. They have incredibly long back legs, a powerful pelvis, and a fused spine that all work together like a coiled spring, launching them through the air. This amazing ability isn't just for showing off. It's crucial for escaping danger in a flash. Fact number 9. Teeth, but not for chewing. Here's a riddle for our 9th fact. What has teeth but swallows its food whole? The answer is a frog. It sounds strange, but most frog species do have teeth, just not for chewing. Instead of a full set of chompers, most frogs have a row of tiny cone-shaped teeth only on their upper jaw. They also sometimes have 2 more teeth on the roof of their mouth. So what are they for? They're, for one thing, gripping prey. When a frog catches a slippery worm or a wriggling fly with its tongue, these teeth hold the meal firmly in place so it can't get away. Once the food is secure, the frog swallows it whole, often with a helpful push from its eyeballs, just like we learned in fact number 2. So while you won't see a frog with a big, toothy grin, the teeth it does have are perfect for the job. Fact number 10. The incredible transformation. For our final fact, we're celebrating one of the most magical processes in the entire animal kingdom, metamorphosis. Every frog starts its life by going on an incredible journey of change, transforming from one type of creature into another. It all begins as a tiny egg in a jelly-like cluster in the water. Out of the egg hatches a tadpole, which looks more like a fish than a frog. It has a long tail for swimming and gills to breathe underwater. For weeks, the tadpole just swims and eats. Then the magic starts. 2 hind legs sprout from its body, and a little later, 2 front legs appear. As its legs get bigger, its tail gets smaller, absorbed into its body for energy. At this stage, it's called a froglet. Finally, its tail disappears completely, its gills are replaced by lungs, and the tiny frog hops out of the water, ready to live on land and begin the cycle all over again. And there you have it. 10 unbelievable facts that prove frogs are some of the most amazing creatures on the planet. From freezing solid and using their eyes to eat, to having see-through skin and cat-sized giants, frogs are full of surprises. They are much more than just pond dwellers. They're masters of survival and a vital part of our world. We hope you had fun leaping into the world of frogs with us. What was your favorite fact? Let us know in the comments.